thought I'd film a little reading vlog this month, and I thought I'd take you along in hopes it would motivate me to work my way towards my reading goal. And yeah, maybe this is fun. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, this is my first time doing this, so yeah, I am nervous, but I'm excited to read. I'm excited to see what I'll read this month. My reading goal for this year is 75 books. I'm at 67 books right now. It is currently the, I think, 8th of November. Let's check. It is the 8th of November, so I have not finished a book this month, even though we're already a week in, but I feel confident I will reach my reading goal this year. Last year, I did miss my reading goal by a singular book. I was at 49 books when midnight hit on New Year's, and my reading goal was 50 books. So that was absolutely annoying and frustrating, but crossing my fingers, and I hope I reach my reading goal. And maybe if I take you along, it'll motivate me to read and maybe also go out of my comfort zone, read something else, and try something new. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and yeah. Cute to bake a little loaf of bread. It's a little moist and I don't have any more flour, so we are hope for the best. I thought it'd be cute and autumnal to bake a little loaf of bread and share it with my family, so we'll see how that goes. I am gonna wet this towel. I just dropped my phone into the sink that was filled with water because I was because like the bottle of olive oil was in the fridge, so it was hard, and I put it in like a hot water bath and I dropped my phone in it. So I'm hoping the audio quality is still okay. And I'm gonna wet this towel, let this rest for half an hour, and see where we end up. Okay, so I'm now in bed. I'm gonna start reading Off the Races by Elsie Silver. I have read her two other series, Rose Hill and Chestnut Spring, and I love them. This is the one that comes between those two. I got all 4 books impulsively at the bookstore, and we'll see. I'm gonna do a little bit of bedtime reading. It is 3:38 a.m. and yeah, I don't really know what this is about, but I loved all her other books. They're all, I think, at least 3 or 4 stars, which is a pretty good rating. So we're gonna go start this, and then yeah, I'll keep you updated. Why is her name Wilhelmina? Oh my lord. I don't know if this is just me, but I dislike when my characters have weird names. Not saying Wilhelmina is a weird name, it's actually kind of a sick name. But I feel like sometimes authors come up with crazy names that I don't rock with. I don't know if you guys agree or not. Tell me, I guess. I don't know. Especially with fantasy series, they come up with crazy shit, and half the time I feel like I don't know how to say their name, and then you're talking about it with someone else and you guys pronounce the names differently. I don't know, is that relatable? You tell me, girl.
Why TF am I hiding behind my hair like that, TF? Got 3 chapters in, and then had to go to sleep, and TBH I have no clue what's going on so far.
Okay, so I'm giving you guys a little voiceover. Basically, I'm currently filling out my reading tracker for this year because I keep forgetting to do that. And yeah, I'm missing 8 books to finish my reading for this year.
I don't know what stars look like anymore.
Okay, so here I am filling out my July books because I haven't done anything since then. And yeah. So here's me finishing August. I finished the next few pages off camera because I was getting extremely frustrated and it was taking me ages. Alright, here I'm giving y'all a quick rundown of all my pages. Yep, April was a great reading month. Here's my reading tracker. Here are some other pages. I did never finish this, I don't think I ever will. And then these are the pages I did. And these are the other 2 pages I did. Yep. So it's been a few days since I last updated you guys. I've read a lot, but I've just been on the go. I got my notes in, I don't know if you can tell. I've been on the go. I went to 2 concerts. I went to 2 different cities. I've been on the go, but I did finish a few books, so I thought I'd give you my thoughts, my opinions, my readings. And yeah, I took notes on my computer, so if I'm looking over here, so sorry. Just I need to know what I'm saying. And obviously, Julie, I have a little visitor today. My daughter, who's gonna be chilling with me. Let's hope there's no sound outside because she will be barking. But yeah, let's get started. So in the beginning of my little vlog, I was listening to the audiobook of Breathe With Me by Becca Mack, which I did finish. Thankfully, it was a little difficult in my opinion, but I did get through it. Sadly, it was only a 3 out of 5 stars. Her other books have been, I think there's been one in the series that was a 5 out of 5 stars, but I don't know. This one just didn't hook me as much as I hoped it did. Because I felt like, sure, there was a plot and there was like a thread that kind of worked its way throughout the book, but I felt like there was way too much smut. It felt like, of course, I love Becca Mack, I've read the entire series, but it felt like she was running out of things to say and like do with these characters that she just filled the holes with smut, which was just a little too much for me. I'm a regular smut enjoyer, okay? I love a little smut here and there, but there was points where I skipped it, which I don't think I've ever done, where it was just like, oh, it's doing too much. And I've read like ACOTAR, which crazy stuff goes on over there. So it just fell kind of flat for me, like just the smut part. I think the overall premise of it and the way it was set up was actually unique and new, that it wasn't just the regular meeting, falling in love, third act conflict, solution, epilogue, they're in love forever. But rather it was, they meet, then it goes into the future where they're already married and they're trying for a baby. This is in the blurb, so this isn't a spoiler. It might be if you didn't read the blurb. I didn't, because I read the other books in the series, so I went in blindly because I was like, yeah, I already know. I regularly read her stuff, so I kind of knew what I was going, like I was getting into. So I liked that it was a little bit different in the way it was set up, but too much smut, like I said. The one thing I really enjoyed about this book was that I like the struggles they had with their story were like fertility struggles, which are very real, and that made them seem a little bit more 3-dimensional, a little bit more deep, rather than very surface level things, like or like the usual things that authors add to create the conflict, like misunderstanding or whatever. So I like that this was a different approach. I also like that the timeline wasn't set up the way it usually is. Yeah, if I'm honest, 3 stars did seem generous, but I did enjoy it, like the rest of the series. And 2 felt really harsh. I feel like I tend to be very generous with my ratings. I have to hate a book. First of all, I have to hate a book to DNF it. And I also have to hate a book to give it 2 stars, not gonna lie. So 3 felt good. A little generous maybe because I did really, really struggle getting through it. But it was okay. If you're into way too much smut, this is the book for you. So, in conclusion, it was alright. Didn't change my life. Nothing to write home about. Will not be my top books of the year, but it was alright. Alright, the next thing I read was Sawyer, the Lucky River Ranch book. That's what that's called. It's book number 3. I read the first 2 last month, and I think the 4th one is coming out sometime in this month or maybe next month. It might be the beginning of next month. I am not 100% sure, though I will be reading it because I did like this series. Yes, this is by Jessica Peterson. I ended up giving it 4 stars, which is kind of my go-to rating. 5 is like generational, changed my life, holy moly. And 4 is like, it was good, I was hooked, I enjoyed it, and I did enjoy it. It's the 3rd book in the series, but I have a very specific critique for this one, because essentially it's about 2 single parents that meet like a year before. They have a little hookup situation and then go their different ways, but then coincidentally meet again through mutual friends. I like this. I thought this was fun. Though my issue was the children. They are both single parents. Each of them have a 3-year-old daughter, and the part that I didn't like, and that I can't even like put into words like what my issue exactly was with this, though I think, are you alright? I think my issue can be understood once I get to it, because I'm just fucking blabbering nothing right now, was that there was so much information about these children pooping their pants. What's that about? I get that small kids poop their pants, but I don't need to hear about it. I am perfectly okay with them pooping their pants, okay? Little kids can do what they gotta do, you know? We all gotta do what we gotta do. But I did not need poopy butt information. That's just my truth, and I stand by it. Again, this is nothing against the author or this series, but that's just one thing that made this book not 5 stars. It was too much poopy butt. Poopy pants, poopy butt. Not my favorite thing in the world. But I have to say, in comparison to Breathe With Me, this smut was so much more enjoyable. Like, by kilometers and kilometers and kilometers, baby, okay? Like, it was more based on feelings and emotions, and I guess these characters are supposed to be more mature because they already have kids, and they're also older than compared to the characters in Breathe With Me. It was still horribly inappropriate, and I loved every second of it, but I enjoyed this way more than I did this smut in Breathe With Me, which I think I've said 45,000 times for each book, but this was doable. I enjoyed it. It was good. It was fun. Nothing crazy though. Yeah. Next off is Off to the Races. It's the first book in the Gold Rush Ranch series. It's by Elsie Silver. I love Elsie Silver. I have eaten up her 2 other series, which I don't know what they're called off the top of my head. It's like the Wild Love, Wild Yappa Yappa, and then I can't even remember a single one of what the other ones were called. I can't remember right now. Anyways, I like both of those series a lot. Not too sure about if this is my favorite series by her, because I did like the other two, which if I could remember what they're called, cannot. Regardless, this was a 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, when I started reading it, which you guys saw, I think just before this, I wasn't too sure about these characters. The female main character's name is Wilhelmina, which I like when they have unique names, but Wilhelmina did feel a little too out there for me, personally. That's just me. I think it's a cute little name. Reminds me of a little grandma. I think it's cute. If there's any Wilhelminas out there, baddie. But yeah, so I think one of my issues in the beginning was that both main characters were pretty cocky. Basically, all of these books I've been talking about are dual perspective. Kinder ist niemand. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so all the books I've been reading recently are dual perspective, which I do love. I prefer over a single perspective. But I didn't like that both characters were pretty cocky. Cause that's just annoying. But then again, it was enemies to lovers, so I feel like that comes with the territory. It was pretty good. I feel like I don't have anything crazy to say about this book, just because it was kind of, I feel like it was just like a safe thing. Also, it's like, it's the beginning of a series, it's the first book in a series. I feel like she has to go with something safe to get the readers hooked. But I really wish it wasn't the very, very cliche and very chewed up and overdone meet, fall in love, third act conflict, resolution, in love forever and ever and ever, and epilogue. But it was fine, didn't change my life. I still ate it up because I gave it a 4 stars. But I do love a good cowboy romance. The main male character wasn't necessarily cowboy, but it's still set in like the cowboy-y universe, so I'll take it. It's still, you know, a ranch, still big, muscly men. I enjoy this. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this book. It wasn't anything crazy. It was good. It was satisfactory. It did what it needed to, but my life wasn't changed. Yeah. So next book I read was the second book, is that correct? In the Gold Rush Ranch series. It's photo finish as well, Elsie Silver obviously, and I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I thought this was great. It is a little different. I think the reason I enjoyed it was the exact opposite thing of what I was critiquing in the first book, is that it wasn't the usual like setup of, I've said this 45,000 times, but I'm gonna reiterate it, that it wasn't the usual meet, fall in love, conflict, resolution, in love forever and ever and ever. If you can hear my dog walking around, no you don't. But rather it's like it kind of switches timelines throughout the chapters. It's dual perspective, obviously, and like the characters meet in the beginning. They meet on like an online forum, kind of like Reddit, but it's like a spicy version. So Reddit, who in the world knows what in the world is going on Reddit? That place is scary. But they meet on this forum, they talk for a year, then they have a conflict, they coincidentally meet. She's working for his brother, they coincidentally meet, and forced proximity. which is always banging in my opinion. I love forced proximity. So good, so juicy, always hit the spot. So they fight their little connection, you know, they're going, oh no, oh yes, oh no. And I just love it. And as well, something I really enjoyed was, sorry, I was checking where my dog was. Something I really enjoyed was that the main male character had trauma, which sounds a little evil of me, but I think it added so much more depth to his character. I feel like especially in cowboy romances, they're usually very flat and like one-dimensional. They're, yoo-hoo, I'm a cowboy, I ride horses, I'm a ginormous man, and I'm hot. Though, he had some trauma from previously being enlisted in the army, and I think it really, really added to the depth. His trauma also links to what the third act conflict ended up being. I'm moving my hands a lot, I need to chill the fuck out. His trauma also links to what the third act conflict is, which I think I have a huge issue with third act conflicts. I understand why we need them to make, you know, there to be like an arc of the story moving along. But sometimes, oh my lord, they are so annoying, and it's the same thing over and over again of misunderstanding or whatnot, where it just feels so repetitive, especially if you read a lot. And I feel like compared to the average person, I do read more. So it just gets so repetitive after a while. Again, I feel like the issue that we had could have been resolved way easier. That's just my personal opinion. I like the way it was resolved, rather than just going, but I love you, yeah, I love you too. Problem solved. There was initiative taken by the main male character, and yeah, very happy it didn't drag out for too many chapters, you know, because I'm just a big hater of the third act conflict, okay? Let me speak my truth. It's the truth. Yeah, this ended up being 5 stars for me because I liked the premise of it. Smut. Nice. Pretty good, if I say so myself. If this clip looks a little different, it's because I forgot to mention a book. So I'm gonna do this now. And yeah, so the next book I read was Front Runner, again, Elsie Silver. It's the 3rd book in the Gold Rush Ranch series. It was a 3 stars, which seems a little harsh looking at it right now, but I'm gonna see what I have to say about this, and maybe I'll change my mind. Because I don't remember it being that dissatisfactory. I think it was fine. My sink just made a sound and it scares the shit out of me. It sounds like someone heavily breathing. It's terrifying. Regardless, there's nothing really special to say about this book because it's the thing I've said before and before and before, and again and again and again. It's the usual meet, fall in love, conflict, result of conflict, and then they're in love forever and forever and forever. Sure, it's great, it's a classic, it's how a book works, but it just gets so repetitive in my opinion. Yeah, there was some depth to the characters. I like that they had well thought out and in-depth backstories and individual struggles. And what I really liked about this, that both characters had heritage from somewhere else. Especially the main male character, he's Romanian, which I feel like you don't see basically at all, especially with an American author. Because I feel like a lot of the time it's very US focused, especially with the cowboy romance. It's a very small town. They're all from the small town or moving from the surrounding area. So I really liked that one of the main characters was European. I'm European. So that felt cool because I feel like we don't get to see that very often, especially in a romance novel like this one. I think the reason I gave it 3 stars was because the 3rd act conflict was stupid. Obviously, I can't say exactly why, but it just seemed like such an easy thing to resolve. And I think that's so easy for me to say because it's not a relatable issue to me, but it just felt like something, like a misunderstanding. And it just felt so easy, so simple. I don't know why the characters made it a huge thing. That's just my opinion. But I thought it was fun that the two main characters had, like, not like basic heritage, like they're American, but rather the female main character, she is Indian, and then the main male character is Romanian. So I thought that was fun, different, special, and it made me like it more. So you know what? W. That was cool, that was fun. 3 stars. And lastly, the book that I'm currently reading is the 4th book and the last book in the Gold Rush Ranch series, False Star. Again, Elsie Silver. I'm not gonna give this one a rating just yet. I still have a little bit to go. I would say I'm like a third through the book. So I'm not gonna give it a review just yet. I'm not too convinced about the main male character yet. He's a little, I think he still needs to grow on me. Maybe he's gonna have some character development here and there. But yeah, I'm not gonna give it a rating. I'm not done, and I don't think it's fair for me to give it a rating if I'm a third through. It's alright. It usually takes a while for me to, like, for the book to grow on me and for me to be like, okay. But do I have anything else to say about this? Not yet. We shall see. Anyways, boom. Also, I want to add, I know there is a novella in this series called Out of the Gate. I'm not sure whether it's a novella or an in-between book, but I couldn't be bothered to read it, if I'm honest. I might not. Maybe think about it now, I might. Maybe I should have read that one Where It Belongs. It's 1.5. But it's too late for that now. And it's also 1.5, it's not like 3, 2, like it's not a proper number. No hate to 1.5. But yeah, I just didn't feel the need to read it because a lot of times, like, for example, with the Shatter Me series, there's so many novellas that I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. But yeah, that's it. All right, it is a new day. It's actually December 1st, and I'll give you my last 2 little reviews, and then my November reading log will be over. So I ended up finishing False Star by Elsie Silver, which was the last book in that series. And I ended up giving it 4 stars, which again, as you know by now, is a pretty decent rating. But like, it didn't change my life, which I guess is fine. I didn't expect it to. Yeah, I appreciated that the female main character didn't give up on her dreams and didn't lose her ambition, because I feel that's very common in these cowboy small town romances, that the female main character kind of loses, not necessarily loses herself, but loses her ambition and like her goals just because she's now found a man. So I really liked that that wasn't the case, as well as the third act conflict. As much as I hated it, and I hate it overall, I liked the way it was set up in this novel because it was more focused around the characters' growth and them becoming the right people to be in a relationship rather than just an annoying misunderstanding. So I like this. I like the ending, and it was pretty good. So the last book I read in November is Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope, which is actually the first book in the Silver Pines Ranch series. The reason I started reading this was because it was being recommended to me literally everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Goodreads, Audible. I needed to read it apparently according to my algorithm and the universe. So give it a try. And I really liked it. And that's kind of surprising when it's the first book in a series, because I feel like a lot of times they're a safe bet, because like the author can't do anything crazy. The characters are new, you're just getting to know like the inter-character relationships, so they can't do anything crazy. And like you're just starting to learn the names, you're just starting to learn how they're connected to one another, so they're not going to do anything crazy, and they're also trying to get the readers hooked, so they can't do anything fucking crazy, okay? But it was still pretty good. It Yeah, the two main characters um were likable in my opinion. I love Samuel Yearning, loved it. The only thing, I originally did give it a 5 stars, but then I gave it a little thought, a few days passed, and the reason I put it down to 4 is just because if I compare it to a lot of the other 5-star reads I've had this year or overall, it just wasn't up there in my opinion, as well as there was some stalking in the end by the main male character. Like during the third act conflict, he went to stalk her. And I get why, in connection to the book and the characters. Just not my thing. Sorry, didn't love it. Just took it down a notch in my opinion. Julie chill. Other than that, I thought it was really good. And I obviously liked it enough for me to read the second book and presumably finish the series. But yeah, so I'm reading the second book now. I'm around halfway through. But since it's December 1st, you'll have to wait for my December reading vlog to know how I felt about it. This is the end of this. If you enjoyed it, subscribe. It feels so ridiculous saying that, but please do like the video. And all my socials will be linked down below in the description, as well as linked in my profile. And yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful day, morning, evening, night, wherever you are. And toodles.